just not looking the right way, is it? You need to be there. As of about 2 hours ago, I am officially unemployed, so to speak. I still make income, but other than that and this, I've got can write my own schedule now. It's a little nerve-wracking not having a job that I go to every day, but I'm excited. This is the first time I've been without a day job. So being able to pursue freelance work and do what I enjoy, which is editing, motorcycling, educating, that kind of stuff. Now that I can do this and focus on this, it's exciting. So today I want to talk about something I had mentioned before, but I want to put more demonstration into it. So a couple weeks ago I put out a video. It was like a 4 tips for new riders, but it was more things that people don't talk about. So instead of the typical, like, you know, this is how you use your clutch, this is how you shift gears, all that stuff, I was more focused on what to expect as a new rider, what the road has to offer. And one thing I mentioned in that video was, I believe it was tip number 2, was practice your mistakes and, you know, prepare for the worst by practicing scenarios in which you could find yourself in. Today we're going to be focusing on low traction. So our daily commuting bikes, I got my mom with me. I'm going to show her kind of what I was talking about in that video of a lot of people will ride to and from work all the time, but they never experience low traction, like loss of traction in the back wheel or the front wheel. So if it were to ever happen, like if you slam on your brakes and you lose that traction, a lot of people don't know what to expect and how to react to it. So now I'm leading her to a dirt trail, the same one I did about 5 weeks ago in my last videos. The reason why we go off-road for this is so that you're not practicing high-risk scenarios on road where there's higher consequences if you do it wrong. At least on dirt, if you drop the bike, you drop the bike, but it's a consequence that you accept going into it. Dropping the bike on dirt is a lot more forgivable, especially if you're not going more than like 5 or 10 miles an hour. You can just kind of lay it down, pick it back up again. And if you're trying to do low traction scenarios on public roads, that's just not a good idea. You've got other drivers that are just trying to get from point A to point B. They don't want to deal with your shit. And if I were to hit the ground on pavement, it would not only do more damage to the bike, but more damage to me. Anytime I go out and do something that isn't necessarily by the books, I will accept the consequences going into it, understand what could happen, and keep all the other people who have no business getting their day messed up out of it. So off-road we go. Oh, I just felt ABS kicking on. All right. Come on, buddy, look at me again. Why are you sideways? You need to look at me. Thank you. Oh, there you go. Appreciate you. All right. Do you want to lead?
All right, I'm gonna go.
I'll demonstrate some things real quick, show you like how to stay in control and how to keep it low speed while doing it, so you don't have to go like, I'm gonna do it on there. So, if you're driving, you're driving, you're driving. So, all I was doing, besides the fancy turns, it's just going in a straight line, and then in first gear, if you just blip your throttle, if you just lean forward and blip it, your back wheel will spin, and all you have to do is just blip it and let go, and then you'll feel the back tire spin, but you can get traction again. If you're leaning it over and then you blip it, that's whenever you can start sliding out like you saw me doing.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
But in a straight line, if you blip it, you can spin it and you can remain upright.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Whew, that felt good. Past this little bump. Woo! I lost traction. Woohoo! And again.
And this is that step 2 I was talking about earlier, about practicing your mistakes, getting that muscle memory for what could happen when you're out on the real road. Basically, what could happen whenever you're out there on the road and something happens, causes you to emergency brake on bad traction. There you go. Because now that she's doing this, if she were to spin the tire on pavement, she'll have muscle memory built up about it.
I can feel it. I feel the back tire just going whoop like this underneath me.
And then as long as if you pull the throttle back down, it straightens back up again. And same thing on the road too. If you're out on the pavement and you like exit a gas station and you're trying to beat traffic, if you gun it out of there and your back wheel slides, you're gonna have that muscle memory of just killing the throttle, and you'll stand it back up and you'll keep going.
So what you're saying is every time the back tire starts to get squirrely, just roll off and they'll straighten back up.
Yep. And that's what you're finding out here. Like, this is stuff that you're firsthand doing, so that it's not like oh, I know how to do that. It's I've done that. All right, my turn. Haha. I can feel the ABS buzzing. I didn't turn off my ABS for that one. I'm gonna turn it off, and then I'm gonna come back here and show you a slide. I just gotta turn it off first. There we go.
I'm gonna do that.
There it is. I think there's a ramp over there. I'm gonna go try to ramp. Oh, I love that. The camera's not pointed the right way though. Oh, this guy dead? got everything I needed.
It's almost 1. It's almost 2. By the time we get there, it'll be after 2. All right.
All right, well, I'm gonna wrap up this video. We had a good time out here shooting stuff. Mom learned a lot out here today, which was the goal. Had a lot of fun. I caught air, which is always a fun time for someone who doesn't ride dirt bikes. All right, and I know last week I didn't record an actual outro, and I kind of felt bad about it because I was just kind of ended abruptly. But yeah, so that was kind of reminiscent of one of my last videos I did. It was my 4 tips for newer riders in 2021, and basically I just kind of demonstrated tip number 2, which was practice for worst case scenario, which coming out here to a place where if you drop your bike it's not a huge deal and there's no traffic and nothing like that. So we came out here, practiced some lost attraction scenarios. Hopefully got my mom a little bit more confident with dirt riding, because she was very reluctant to come out here in the first place. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let me know in the comments where you're from, where you're tuning in from. It's always interesting to hear where people are from. This one. See ya.